Welcome back to the Retro Gamer Boy Show. And this week we have a collector's edition. Now the collector's edition is where I'm trying to collect every single Sega Mega Drive PAL game released. Hardware, peripherals, all of that good 16-bit Sega stuff. I'm also going to attempt to get the full Jenny variant collection, and maybe I might go for a full Japanese collection. But that's for the future. For now, my name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. I've been collecting and playing for the Sega Mega Drive since it first came out in the UK. And since that very first console, I've collected something for the Mega Drive every single year. Now that collecting has become a little bit more feverish over the last 10 years, with not just collecting one game a year or a peripheral a year, but actually collecting tens and sometimes hundreds of games and items for this Mega Drive collection in a single year. And this year, 2025, we're kicking off with some absolutely huge heavy hitters, not only on the software side, but also on the hardware side. So enough talk, let's check out the games that I've still got left to collect and all the games that I've picked up so far in 2025. So to start with, I've got this collectible Sega Mega Drive model. So I've wanted to get one of these for years now. They've been out for a very, very long time, but they're an awesome little collector's item. So inside here is a mini Mega Drive Mark 1, and it's super cool. The attention to detail on it's brilliant. So we have a stand, and then we have this little Sonic Mega Drive cartridge. And on the back there, if that focuses, we can see we've got all those little details. We've got the little screws on there. Very, very cool. We've got the Mega Drive itself. And again, it's got the same kind of details on it. The volume slider goes up and down. We've got the power switch that goes back and forth. We've got the mic hole there. We've got our little controller ports. There's the side slot. Doesn't open. I thought that might open. That would be really cool if it does. And then obviously the back here, we've got our ports. So there's the Mega Drive, and the Sonic cartridge fits in like that. Then we have, as well as that, we've got the stand. So there's our controller. None of the buttons work on the controller, but it is a cool looking little controller there. And then this is our stand. There's the controller put together. And then you also get the mock-up of the box. It's very good. Obviously this is the European one. And inside they go a step further, and they have a little mock-up manual as well. And inside the manual is the technical specifications of the Sega Mega Drive, and a little bit of history on it as well, which is very cool. Like I said, these have been around for years now. I've always seen them, but only recently got one. It's a brilliant little item to have in the collection as well. This little Mega Drive here, and I love the attention to detail that it has in it. These 3 games are kicking off my Classics variant collection. So I finally got around to starting to collect the Brown Spine Classic Mega Drive games. Now these are a major variant, and it's pretty much just the sleeve artwork that's different. The manuals and the cartridges inside are the same as the ones you'll get in the original releases. But it is a major variant that I'd put off collecting because I'm buying a ton of other Mega Drive stuff as well. But these are in great collection. Some of these go for stupid prices, which I never really get, because the reason why these are classics is because they'd sold so many that they decided to re-release them because they'd overproduced on the amount of cartridges they had. And so these were also sold in large numbers. They're not particularly rare. So it does surprise me to find that some of these games can go for over 100 when they should all be around 20. Prince of Persia on the Sega Mega CD. So I actually had this game back in the day. I think I picked it up in a bargain basement from my Mega CD after I'd had it for a couple of years. It's not the first time I've played Prince of Persia. I played it first on the Amiga around my friend's house, then I got it on the Mega Drive, and then eventually on the Mega CD. And it's not as good as the Amiga version. I do prefer the Amiga version and the Mega Drive version actually over to the Mega CD version. I think that's just because of some of the sprite work they did on the main character. But the game's in really good condition as well, so happy to get it back in the collection, although I probably won't play it as much as I play the Mega Drive version. Wolfchild for the Mega CD. Long-time viewers of the channel will know that I am not a big fan of Altered Beast. I find that game pretty boring, pretty underwhelming, especially as I was playing Golden Axe before I actually got to it. However, playing this game, and I didn't have this back in the day, playing Wolfchild, I think this is a better Altered Beast than Altered Beast is. I mean, it's exactly the same kind of gameplay. It's a platformer. It's not brilliant, average, but it's 100 times better than the Altered Beast we got back in the early 90s. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. I loved playing this with my friend back in the day. I had 2 purchases on eBay this month, and this was one of them, and I'm not too happy with it. The back here has got some writing over the barcode. This is usually stores, they'd write over that, so you wouldn't scan it in, you just look at this number and then get the game. It's also got damage on the spine. And I do like my blue spines to be in really good condition. And I didn't see this at all on the listing, so really frustrated with it. And then I'm also frustrated. Now inside it's really nice, the cartridge is good, the manual's in good condition. It's the wrong box. It's a Sega box. It should be an Acclaim box. And it's not even a blue spine box because there's no hook at the top to keep it down. The game though is brilliant. I loved this game back in the day. I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but the design in it, the characters, absolutely awesome. The sound design in it was brilliant. I used to play this a lot around my friend's house. Awesome game. I really enjoy this as a fighter. Burning Force, one of my favorite pieces of cover art in any of the Mega Drive games. I've been wanting Burning Force for a very long time, and not because of the type of game it is, more for the cover art. I love the cover art in this game, but I wasn't prepared to pay the 50, 60 pounds that people are asking for it. I ended up paying 35 for it, and it's in beautiful condition. Again, I looked outside of eBay, and that's where you find all the deals. Private sellers, markets, and Facebook groups are the best place to find great deals on your Mega Drive games. Finally, after decades, I've got a standalone copy of Shadow Dancer, Secret of the Shinobi. It's finally in the collection, and I've mainly not picked it up because I already have it in another compilation. Also, people are trying to sell this for 80. I'm just not prepared to pay that for it. Ended up paying 47. Again, private sale, but it is the last game I needed to get for the cards, for these Panini Mega Drive playing cards. So I've got the full set of Panini playing cards, and then I like to put them inside the games as well. And this is the last card that didn't have a game. So great game as well. Love Shadow Dancer. Really, really good fun to play. Big hitter time, and this really is a big hitter, and also one of the rarest games you can buy on the Sega Mega Drive. It's Days Before Christmas. This is the first big hitter of the year, and it is a massive one. Now, it's not the most expensive Mega Drive game out there, but it is actually one of the rarest commercially released PAL Sega Mega Drive games. This game came out in only one country, and it is one of the smallest Mega Drive regions, Australia. Aussiesoft are the company that did the distribution for Sunsoft, and this game, considering it was only released in Australia for PAL Mega Drive owners, is super hard to get hold of. And it amazes me how cheap you can actually pick this up for. And when I say cheap, it's still a heavy. This one cost me just over 400 from a private seller, but it's relatively cheap when you compare it to some other games that sold a ton more, that was sold in loads of different countries, yet sell for nearly double the price. It's a good fun game as well. I enjoy the sound design in it. The animation's really nice on Father Christmas, and there's a nice little twist to the character in the game. Another big hitter, but this time for hardware. A Sega Multi-Mega. I'm really happy with how this box has turned out. The more I look at it, the more I'm pleased with the job that I done in restoring this box, considering how damaged it was. Now, if you haven't seen last week's video, go check this out. You'll see how I restore this box and bring it back from looking in terrible condition to looking okay. The damage is still there, right? All I've done is kind of masked it and repaired it. It will always be, you can't get rid of it, but it looks good. It's good enough to go on the shelf. But the thing I'm most proud of with this box and this console is how complete it is. It's almost complete in box. I thought when I'd made last week's video that it was complete in box, but there is one or two, well, there's actually only one thing that I'm missing, and I'm not really missing it, but I am missing it. If you're a completist like me. So first off, we have the Multi-Mega top tray. We got all the paperwork for it. Manual, guarantee cards, promotional material. We've got the demo disc for it as well. Came with some, didn't come with all the Multi-Megas. Again, if you want to learn more about the Multi-Mega and its games and how it came, check out last week's video. We've got the RF cable. Now, the power plug that I had wasn't original, and people over at Extreme Mega Drive Collectors put me straight, so I found the right power adapter, AC adapter, and got that in there as well. And then the second tray has the console. Now, the item that I'm missing is the correct 6-button controller. Now, it only came with one 6-button controller, which we have here. It's all bagged up in great condition, but it wasn't with the red button. It has a grey button apparently. So now on the search for a grey button 6-button controller. But we've got in here a classics and Solfi, so your traditional Mega CD pack-ins, so they're in there. And then I've also got Sonic 2 as a pack-in, which is one of the variants that you got, but I think it was more a variant you got over in Europe than you did in the UK. But I like the idea of having a Mega Drive game in here as well as Mega CD games. And then obviously here is the Multi-Mega, and I coveted this console since it came out. It was the console I wanted to get but couldn't afford. It was so expensive, so expensive. It's like a PlayStation Pro back in the day. It was super expensive, nice and neat, it did some cool stuff, but ultimately useless if you had the console already, the Mega Drive and Mega CD. This also though acted as a portable CD player, so you could put batteries in the side here and then put your CD in, and then you can go walking and listen to your music. But such a great little console. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. There's little things I need to do. The connector on the side here is a little bit iffy. If there's the slightest breeze, the signal goes. So I just got to get that repaired. And I probably want to get it repaired anyway in terms of taking it apart, stripped down, probably capacitors and things like that that can perish, get those all replaced and repaired. But otherwise, the console I wanted to get is now in the collection. I always look forward to doing these collector edition videos for the channel because it gives me a chance to really interact with the collection. I often end up taking down the games obviously to film them and show you what I've purchased, and as I'm doing it I'm also picking up other games, checking out the manual and then taking them over to the Mega Drive or the Mega CD or the 32X and playing a few games. It takes me much longer to put these videos together because I spend half my time checking out the collection again and playing games. It's an awesome console. I really enjoy collecting all the old classic games, but also for those of you that watch the channel, I also love collecting the more modern titles. And the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis probably has the most active indie development scene for any classic console out there. So if you're a fan of the channel or you're a fan of Sega, the Mega Drive or Genesis, make sure to check out some of my other videos and see what brand new games are coming out for this console, including 30 odd games coming out this very year. That's all for this week's show. I'll catch you on the next one.